733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Just when you thought they were gone for good, Patriots are back.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
No Theo Dorsey in-house today. We got Colin Russo and Christian Catt, as always, filling in for Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 1063. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. A crowded NFL Sunday, a crowded sports weekend. A lot to talk about, a lot to do, a lot of disappointment to be tossed around, all around. College football, the NFL, the MLB. We'll get into it. We got you for the next 2 hours up till 4 p.m. Streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm. Stay tuned for that. First things first, NFL Sunday, where Week 5 went down yesterday. We had a good Monday night game tonight. We'll get into that. But the nightcap in yesterday was a lot of disappointment. Raiders were disappointment. The Giants disappointed. The Arizona, one of the worst losses you've ever seen to the Tennessee Titans. But what team that didn't disappoint, team that honestly surprised everybody, the New England Patriots. Just when you thought that you could get rid of the Patriots for good, just when you thought that, the Belichick exit was too ugly, the turnover to Gerard Mayo, too tumultuous, they don't have the right general manager in place, they don't have enough players. Is Drake May any good? Just when you thought we're done with the Patriots. Year by year, we've dealt with them with Tom Brady and Belichick, and they kill everybody every year. Super Bowls, basically winning every playoff game they play on the AFC. They had 2 bad years, essentially, maybe even 3, and they put a footprint in the NFL yesterday up in Buffalo, taking down the Buffalo Bills last night on Sunday Night Football. A terrific win, 23-20. Christian, are you scared of the New England Patriots? Are you even buying into potentially this team being any good?
Tell you what, Drake May looked really good.
Calm.
He looked very ready for the moment, and he showed emotion for the first time as a New England Patriot after taking down the undisputed number 1 team in his division on the road in the whiteout conditions that Buffalo had in Orchard Park. Another moving to a different stadium soon, so it felt like emotions were riding high in that building.
It was a whiteout game. Those whiteout games are cursed. Let's end those for good. Christian knows what I'm talking about. Those whiteout games are a waste of time because half the time these teams lose.
Drake May made a couple of plays. I think it was Dawkins who was trying to sack him. He just stiff-armed him, stayed alive long enough.
Last drive of the game to Stephon Diggs.
Away.
Yeah.
And then the Stephon Diggs quote-unquote revenge game, even though that was an amicable split, and he likes the guys that are on the other side.
They don't need to interview him before the game. They were interviewing him before the game. What are the emotions heading into this one? He didn't win a Super Bowl with Buffalo. Can we take a timeout? This is not that big of a deal. Stephon Diggs going back to Buffalo after playing there for 3.5, 4 years.
Yeah, and it's not his team that drafted him either.
Right.
He was a Viking, and then a Bill, and now he's a Patriot. He looked very good in that game. If that's what's going to get his rocks off and get him to become a undisputed number 1 receiver in football, good for Stephon Diggs. But the one person that I came out of that Sunday Night Football win thinking differently about was Drake May.
And the thing about the Patriots is you felt like they got every break in the book coming for a team playing Buffalo who doesn't turn the ball over, who likes to run the football, control the time of possession, tempo. You can't stop Allen. You can't stop James Cook. That was a game where, number 1, they shut down the rushing attack. But number 2, Buffalo, uncharacteristic in handing the ball off. I mean, interceptions, fumbles. I mean, the Patriots had every opportunity to really punish them early on in the game, and they didn't. And it was one of those games that you're waiting at the end of the game when Buffalo is looking to tie it up or down 10, finally get their touchdown. You're thinking, Buffalo's going to get back into this. This is exactly what happened in week 1. They're going to make this dramatic comeback. I know New England was able to hang around this long, and now Buffalo is going to put them away. And it never happened. And you got to give Mike Vrabel, the first-year head coach, or not first year in the NFL, but first year with the New England Patriots, a lot of credit. And you got to give the quarterback a lot of credit in Drake May. Because Ramondre Stevenson, Antonio Gibson, all the running backs that they have, those guys fumble like anybody I've ever seen. They fumble more than anybody. And that's the reason they lost the Patriot game. This team is now 3-2, the Patriots are. They're 3-2, and they lost to the Steelers 2 weeks ago, and it was a game they should have won. They had 5 turnovers in the red zone, 5 fumbles in the red zone 2 weeks ago against the Steelers. If not for that type of game where just everything was going wrong in the ball security front, this team could very well be 4-1. And that's a team that was picking top end in the draft for 2 straight years, spent a ton of money in free agency, basically upended their entire coaching staff after the Gerard Mayo disaster. And now they had a namesake victory at Buffalo, divisional, where, hey, if you steal one on the road, all of a sudden things can turn into your favor a little bit, and now there's no undefeateds in the NFL.
Yeah, and stats can lie to you in the NFL because if you don't watch the game and you just look at the box score, okay, one team might have been trailing by 30 points the entire time, so they air the football out for 3 quarters, and that's why a quarterback might look like he did a great job. No, the Patriots were commanding that game from the opening kickoff to the whistle, and like you mentioned, overcoming those untimely fumbles by Stevenson, still having injuries also on that Patriots side. Drake May had 273 passing yards. He was supported by a leading rusher of Henderson, Travion Henderson, with 24 yards on the ground. Like, against the Bills in hostile territory, I look at this game as more of, wow, the Patriots have arrived, rather than, okay, we have some serious question marks surrounding the Buffalo Bills. There's room for 2 good teams in one division. That has not been the story of the AFC East in 25 years.
25 years, yes.
It's like there's either one great team and everyone else stinks. No, we now have 2 good teams in the AFC East.
And you look at this from the Patriots' perspective, they've played the Bills, they haven't played the Jets yet, and they've only played the Dolphins once. Both those teams are not very good. I know the Dolphin game is always a competitive battle. You can't just write off a divisional game. But that's 3 games right then and there that they should have a commanding opportunity to win. That's not even including the fact that they have to play the Titans, that they have to play the Browns. They have to play a lot of bad teams throughout their schedule. They have to play the Giants. There is a opportunity for this team to the postseason. It's a little early. We're just past the first quadrant of the 16-game season. So now you got through the first 4. Now you can see what the second 4 looks like. I assume all the NFL teams are thinking, win the quadrant, go 2-2, 3-1, and then move on to the next. The Patriots are now 2-2 after the first, 1-0 into that second point of the season. And up ahead, what do they have? At Saints, at Titans, Browns. 3 winnable games. This team very well might be 6-2. Totally could be 6. Now it's the Patriots. Now they could, rain on the parade at any moment because it's an unproven team. You're not going to win every game you're supposed to win. But 6-2, a year after what they were, and upending the coaching staff, and so much turnover defensively, I was very impressed. They had the game. That was the game of the week for them. That was the game of the week because everybody else basically fell right on their face. A lot of blowouts yesterday in the NFL. And the Patriots were the only team that really elevated to the occasion and shocked the world, other than maybe Tennessee, if you want to count that.
Man, the tortured New England fan. It's been a while, right?
It's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't want to listen to that. I don't want to listen to that.
Destitute and just disassociation from the football team.
I've heard New England fans say this stuff. Oh, ever since Post Belichick, it's just been a dumpster fire. It's been this, it's been that. The Red Sox lost. Oh, we're miserable. Give me a break. Because, Jason Tatum going down. Now the Celtics are screwed. You're a year away from a championship in that regard. You're 3 years removed from basically 1,700 straight AFC championship game appearances. And then you had the Bruins, who were great 5-6 years ago. I mean, I can't listen to it. I really can't.
You're the Ottoman Empire. They had decades and lifetimes of success and dominance, and just a monopoly on the NFL would have felt like for a long time for our football lives. You can take a couple of regression years, and we're not going to kiss your butt and feel happy for you like you're Cleveland Browns or Detroit Lions fans when you're back at the top, or at least showing that you can be competent and not a joke.
There's always a worst to first team in the NFL every single year. And I'm not going to say it's the Patriots. It's too early for that. But based on the early rankings of these teams, it's a lot of the usual suspects. And then the Patriots are sort of surprising you there, hanging around. Now, it could be Jacksonville. You got to see what happens tonight on Monday Night Football. But if you want to make an early declaration for a team that could be in the running for a worst or first, Patriots and Jacksonville are going to be your probably two contenders for that mark. I'm not going to say the Bills are probably better than them. The Bills handed the Patriots multiple opportunities throughout the game to basically put them away, and it still took the last possession to do it. But you only play them twice, and you already beat them in their building. And they have an easier schedule than Buffalo does. A much, much easier schedule. Patriots, that's the good thing about being a team like New England, is because you're not paying your quarterback. You have a new head coach. It doesn't seem like they have a lot of difficult personalities in the building. You've sort of rid yourself of the Belichick stench because that's now in Chapel Hill. And you have basically nothing to lose, everything to gain. It's the best position to be in because it's what the Commanders were last year. All it takes is that one huge win. Washington Commanders beating the Chicago Bears on that Hail Mary in Week 5 of last year.
Or even when the Commanders beat the Bengals in that game that had
Monday Night Football game.
Yeah, Monday Night Football. It introduced the Commanders and Jaden Daniels.
I believe
to the
that was Week 2 or Week 3. That's right. All it takes is that one early season victory that kind of, applies pressure on the rest of the league. And then from there, it's a little bit of a momentum process because every team's trying to figure themselves out in the first 4 weeks. And now's where you start to really go on a run. Because if you're the Patriots, those next 3, 4, let's count it. Saints, Titans, Browns, Falcons.
It should be 4-0.
It should be 4-0. Let's assume 3-1. That is unbelievably easy. And then you got at the Buccaneers, tough game. Then you got the Jets, Bengals, Giants, who the Bengals look like the worst team in the NFL next to the Jets. And then you get the Giants, who we thought were pretty good, are, going to have their growing pains because of the new quarterback. That is a very doable schedule because now you start to look at, you already got 3 wins and you need 10, maybe 11. There's a path. There's a path for the Patriots there. I don't know if I'm being super hyperbolic because it's so early in the year, but you don't beat a team like Buffalo on the road and get no credit for it. And the fluke does not get thrown around for that type of game because they completely demolished Carolina a week ago. So this is a team that has at least been able to stack weeks. I'm afraid of them. That's a dangerous team to play.
Tell you what, the Buffalo Bills are lucky they pulled off that comeback on the first Sunday Night Football game of the season.
That's a good point.
Because if the Buffalo Bills were sitting here at 3-2 right now and they were tied with the Patriots having the tiebreaker, they are lucky they pulled off that highway robbery and still hold a leg up in that division. And
it's hard to get a read on the Bills because outside of that Raven game, and the Ravens stink, they've played the Jets, Dolphins, and the Saints.
You don't learn anything from the team.
We haven't seen anything from Buffalo because Buffalo hasn't been challenged. That's where you get, and they've been challenged in that Raven game. The Ravens are pretty good offensively. They're terrible defensively. We'll get into that later in the show. But the Bills, this early part of the schedule is the easy part. It gets harder towards the latter half. They still have to play the Chiefs. They still have to play the Eagles. They still have to play the Steelers, the Texans. They still have to play teams like this. They have had the easy point right now. I'm not saying it's Patriots versus the Bills, but it is very possible because of how bad the other 2 teams are in the division that both those teams could be 10-plus win teams. 10-plus wins.
Yeah, when you win the turnover battle, sometimes the final result can be deceptive in terms of how you controlled the game. But seeing the fumbles that were just gift-wrapped and handed to Buffalo a couple of times in that game, there's no excuses there. Like, the Patriots were just the better football team on the road in prime time in front of a national audience. And Drake May made a couple of wow plays passing the eye test. A couple of wow. I told you about the stiff arm where he got the football away on the last drive. There's also a throw rolling his right to the sideline where he led his receiver to the back pylon. Like, Drake May looked like a viable candidate out of that draft where we talk about how someone needs to suck, or you say that someone needs to suck out of that quarterback draft class. It's not Drake May.
It's not Drake May. And he's probably the one where you're most sure that he doesn't stink. Outside of him and Jaden Daniels, everybody else sort of has the jury still out on them. Caleb Williams has played well, but every time he wears the wrong shirt to the practice facility, he gets written about in the media. And then you got Penix and Nix. Nix had a huge win, but Nix has had his moments where he has struggled. And then Penix, who either is really adequate or really, really bad. It's a weird draft class.
I am happy that we don't have any unbeaten teams right now.
Yeah, thank God. I hate that. Remember, it was the Cardinals a number 3-4 years ago when everybody was talking about the 8-0 Cardinals, and I hate that because all it does is it draws these stupid comparisons. And the NFL season is really in quadrants. It's not in the just win 8 in a row because it could change. Remember when the Eagles went 11-0 and then all of a sudden everything fell apart?
Steelers were undefeated for a while.
Steelers were 8-0 that one year. Then they lost first round of the playoffs. The NFL is a quadrant-based sport. It is a set of 4 weeks. How do they play in this month, that month? You start in September, you go to October, November, December. Those 4 months are the big months of the season. It's not necessarily going undefeated in the first 2 months and then just falling flat in your face the second half because you've seen that teams can just completely fall apart.
Yeah, being unblemished is not a chip in your record. It's not something that could, when you're evaluating these teams to where it really comes to matter in January, you're not saying, well, they did not lose until 3 months into the season.
No.
It doesn't matter. It's how they're playing now and what they look like in their final form.
Even if we're going to talk about compare some of our takeaways that we had after week 1, even week 2 of the NFL season and compare that to post most of the teams playing week 5, barring Jacksonville and Kansas City, what would you say differently about what we thought about the Chargers comparatively to now? What would you say differently about the Packers versus what we said then versus what you say now? What would you say differently about the Ravens and what we would say now? It's only been 2 weeks, and you're already having different discussions about whether the Ravens should still have their head coach after the season. And comparatively, or Matt LaFleur. You thought Matt LaFleur, a Green Bay fan is crazy, but Matt LaFleur, to some Green Bay fans, they should move on from him. And I've seen it because our sister station, ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Madison, who cover the Packers beat by beat, there are people there who say, hey, we need to consider a change of leadership from Matt LaFleur. Just off of those 2 weeks. You want to talk about dramatic and reacting too fast? That is how
a college football fan in the NFL where there is not different equity and it's a fair share of the pie in the NFL. The cap's there. Everyone is working the NFL draft. It's whatnot. Whereas college, different resources where some programs have different expectations, and they should. NFL, come on now. That team is still going to be a playoff team that can make noise.
It's ridiculous. But just to close out the point, the first quadrant of the season is how I viewed it, that week 1 to week 4, and now you go week 5 to week 8. And the teams that might have surprised people in week 1 through week 4, that's not going to fly in this second part of the season. And that's not going to, I guess, allot them any more freedom for us to say that they're great or not. They still have to prove it. Look at the Chargers the last 2 weeks. They lost to the Giants, and they got scored 27 scoreless straight on the Washington Commanders in their building. That is a team that was 3-0 in 3 divisional games to open up the season. And the Packers, who we thought had the best defense in the NFL for 2 weeks, giving up 40 points to the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday Night Football a week ago. It's a week-by-week league. Any given Sunday is a true statement. But now you got to look at the second part of the season, the second piece, the second body. Early winner, the New England Patriots. We'll flip it and get into some of the teams that really embarrassed themselves over the weekend. Christian Cat knows what I'm talking about, especially one of the teams. We'll get into that because a lot of teams really fell flat on their face. We got a lot more to do. 888-760-3776, the Baptist Health Hotline, I'm theoretically speaking. Are the Patriots a playoff team? Did they show you enough that this team could be a postseason contender, or is this a fluke victory? 888-760-3776. That's our number to get into the program, theoretically speaking. That's Christian Cat. Colin Russo. We'll get into some of the NFL teams who embarrassed themselves over the weekend. That's coming up, theoretically speaking, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Get ready, South Florida. It's the 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl. Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at FAU's Flagler Credit Union Stadium. Two of the best group of 5 teams go head-to-head in the ultimate holiday showdown. Over 150 players have gone from this field to the NFL. Who's next? Visit BocaRatonBowl.com for the latest, including when tickets will go on sale. The 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl, Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at Flagler Credit Union Stadium.
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? If you're the victim of a car crash, you will always speak to a lawyer. You'll always get the highest standard of care from our dedicated legal team, and we'll always fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Don't wait. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
What if every use of your debit card turns spare change into something meaningful, like growing your savings and supporting local community causes? With Flagler Credit Union's Impact Checking with Everyday Change, your spare change can have big impact. Each transaction can be rounded up to grow your savings and support nonprofits that provide meals, shelter, and essential services locally. Make an impact in your life and in your community. Open your Impact Checking account today. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc.
Hey everybody, it's Cade Chumsland. Every week, Land Rover Palm Beach supports local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community by naming a Player of the Week. This year, $35,000 will be awarded to student athletes and their schools. Tune in to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day every Friday night as I unveil this week's featured athlete. If you have a great performance that I need to know about, DM us at ESPN West Palm. Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond.
You lather, rinse, moisturize, and repeat. At this point, you're practically training for the Shower Olympics. But here's the twist. It's not your shampoo's fault, it's your water. Hard water leaves a mineral residue that clogs your pores and dries out your hair. Culligan water softeners remove damaging minerals, revitalizing brittle hair and dry skin. Upgrade your shower system today for only $79 a month. Visit Culligan.com for more information or just say,
"Hey, Culligan man!"
Hurricane fans, October is coming in hot. Next up at Hard Rock Stadium is a Friday night lights matchup against Louisville on October 17th at 7 p.m. Then the Canes host a coast-to-coast game against Stanford on Saturday, October 25th. Lock in your seats now at MiamiHurricanes.com/football tickets. That's MiamiHurricanes.com/football tickets. And go Canes!
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
No Theo Dorsey today. Colin Russo filling in on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106. We got Christian Cat behind the glass. We're at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. We're also streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm. Check us out there. NFL Week 5 in conclusion for the most part, except for a good Monday night game tonight in Jacksonville. Jacksonville Jaguars at 3-1 taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Got their mojo back a little bit, sitting at 2-2. That is tonight on ESPN ABC, so stay tuned for that. But in terms of the teams who did well, we obviously look towards the New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos, who had a big-time comeback, 14 points in the fourth quarter to come back against the Eagles, the undefeated Eagles. No more undefeated teams in the NFL. And yesterday was a game where there was a lot, especially in the 1 o'clock slates, a lot of blowouts, a lot of bad games where one or both teams are playing so poorly that you're thinking, boy, oh boy, do they have work to do. And we're really starting to soul search a little bit because 0-1 is okay. 0-4, 1-4, whatever it might be, does not look nearly as good. Christian, of the teams that played yesterday, and I know there's an easy one back pocket answer for you, who embarrassed themselves the most in your eyes?
It's a good thing you said yesterday and not over the weekend because it would have changed my answer. I think it's the Dolphins. It's a winnable game for the Miami Dolphins.
They were up 17-0.
You're on the East Coast. Beatable team. You're coming off a win. I don't care who you beat. It's an addictive feeling. You know that you can come out on top, that you can see that offense for what you remember it to be the previous 3 years. And you blow that 17-0 lead or that 17-point lead. It was disgusting to watch. I felt for Tua, felt for McDaniel. I just want to see them be good and be competent and have them matter for us. But they are falling into the most obsolete corner of the football mindset for me. And that's unfortunate, being only an hour away from the stadium.
Now, Bryce Young has 8 career wins in his career. He's got 7 game-winning drives. Isn't that bizarre?
Yeah, I guess that says a lot about who surrounds him on the other side of the football too, right? Where, it's not like...
It's never a blowout for them.
Yeah.
They're always either getting killed, getting, destroyed in the game, or they need some heroics to close out the game. That's exactly what happened yesterday. Yeah, that's a good answer because the Miami Dolphins, you can't be up 17-0 to Carolina. And Bryce Young had 2 of the most pathetic turnovers I've ever seen in that fumble and then that interception in the first 2 drives of the game. And then he locks in. He's a weird player. I took the Panther over, and boy, is that a ride watching that team week in and week out. But unbelievable.
They beat the Falcons 30-0 a couple of weeks ago, too.
And then they get destroyed by the Patriots 45-14 essentially, and then they turn around and beat Miami. Very, very strange team. That is going to be an over-under that I sweat out. As for the other teams that I thought really embarrassed themselves over the weekend, I got about 4 different answers. You could go either of the New York teams, but I'm going to go with a good team here. You know what I thought embarrassed themselves yesterday? I thought the Eagles embarrassed themselves yesterday. Why do I say that? The Eagles were up 17-3 in the fourth quarter of this game. Looked all but finished. Here's my problem with how the Eagles handled this. Jalen Hurts threw the ball over 35. He had 38 attempts yesterday. He threw the ball over 35 times for the second time in 2 years. He did it a bunch the season they started 11-0, and then everything fell apart when they got rid of Brian Johnson, their old offensive coordinator. But when Kellen Moore came in and when Kellen Moore left, ever since then, the last 2 years, he doesn't throw the ball over. He rarely throws the ball over 30 times. All we hear throughout the week is, boy, the Eagles receivers are very upset. They led the game with it on the broadcast. The Eagles receivers are very upset with their production on the field. A team that's 4-0 and scored 100% of the possessions that they entered the red zone. The Eagle, A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith are very unhappy, going at it different ways, cryptic messaging on social media. So what do? They let Jalen Hurts throw the ball 38 times, and they blow a 2-score lead in the fourth quarter and lose their first game. Their first game in 20 games. Their second game in 21 games. That's, to me, embarrassing. Because you're listening to, can we put the receiver production to rest? The Eagles are at their best when those guys can complement everything else. They don't need to be any sort of focal point. The fact that they let Hurts throw 38 times when they were up 17-3, basically the entire game, and he still throws it for 40 times and they lose. Let's put 2 and 2 together. That is not what that team is supposed to be. I cannot listen to these receivers with their stupid argument that they need to get more production. I thought that was an embarrassing loss yesterday. And I had the Bronco over. I was ecstatic to get that win because they needed that in the worst way. And the Broncos never beat a good team. But at a certain point, that game was more about the Eagles than it was the Broncos.
Yeah, it kind of was encapsulating the entire whirlwind around the Eagles on the final Hail Mary of the game because the Eagles had a chance there. I think he was at like the 35-yard line. Hurts chucks it deep. And both A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith were there. And there was a play on the football. And they played defense to one another because they were both trying to catch the ball.
If there was one person there, they probably would have came down with it.
And they land on top of each other, and they stayed there for a good 5 seconds. I wonder if they were talking crap about Jalen Hurts and the offense in that moment, too, while the clocks were reading 0, and they saw their first loss of the season come on the scoreboard.
Pro tip for coaches. Don't base game plans off the emotions of your wide receivers.
They got to honestly, they got to trade him. And this isn't against A.J. Brown and his ability. It is more so a mismatch in terms of what that offense is, how great of a receiver he is, and how they just don't get the value out of him in the way they win football games.
There's probably something to that. I think the fact is that they don't necessarily need other pieces that other than draft picks, and they draft well to begin with. They just got to keep him happy. It's very bizarre. And the thing that you feel like you have to cater to him, you make your choice. Wide receivers very rarely get both. You very rarely get ultimate production and elite winning. You very rarely get both. Most of the time, you have to choose. You want to be a great receiver and pad up the stat sheet? You want to live in the record books? You want to get that 110 receptions, 1,600 yards, and double-digit touchdowns? You're not getting that every single season unless you're an all-time great on a great team. Not Jerry Rice, all right? I mean, Antonio Brown could do it, and that team still didn't win Super Bowls.
Football 101, if your team's winning, you're probably not going to throw the football as much. Look at I saw that stat they rolled on the London game with the Vikings that yards per game for receivers, Justin Jefferson is 10 yards above the field below him. 10 yards better receiving yards per game for a career, minimum 90 games played. He is head and shoulders above everybody and, minimal team success. I know
they
the Vikings
haven't done anything in the postseason.
No.
You have to choose. You very rarely get both because great teams usually base it off their offensive, defensive line and running the football. I was dumb. I didn't even care for it last week. But the fact that you now finally have a proof in the pudding. If I was Nick Sirianni, I would put up the statistic of Jalen Hurts and the Eagles' success when he throws for 35 plus times and his success when he doesn't.
Get on the sled, AJ.
Yeah.
Let's work on your run blocking.
You will get your 60 yards a game. Occasionally you'll get your 100 yards. Devontae Smith was all over the field yesterday. All over the field. And they couldn't score. It's a good defense in Denver against Denver, but they were at home. That should put that argument to rest. Don't base your game plans off the emotions of the receivers. I thought the Eagles probably did that a little bit. They probably tried to cater to both those receivers, and they blew a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter because of it.
Do you think that is a wake-up call to the needy and wishy-washy receiver?
No, because they'll never change their mind. Half those guys would rather, because those stats go into contract negotiations. Wide receivers get insane contracts if they are able to produce. A.J. Brown, if we didn't know what A.J. Brown could do in other years, if we were just to judge him on his actual production with the Eagles, you could make the same argument for Devontae Smith. They paid Devontae Smith because they love him there. But if he was just on that team and with the, slightly pretty good up and down production, you could make arguments that if he went elsewhere, he'd probably make a whole lot less money than he would have if he was on, the Tennessee Titans. It'd be way different. Or the Giants. Giants love having great receivers. What have the Giants done? At a certain point, the 49ers, who are always good, never have a great receiver. The Chiefs, they had Tyreek Hill. They didn't need him, clearly. They never had a great receiver. Look at all those Patriot teams. They had years where they had great receivers, but it wasn't imperative for them to continue to bring those. I think Julian Edelman is one of the more underrated players of all time. But other than that, Chris Hogan, come on. The receiver really needs to start to understand that you need to make a decision. At a certain point, when a team is that good, the Eagles are that good, you have to make a decision on whether you want to be a contributor to the team's success or you care more about your individual accolades and success more so. Because what A.J. Brown and even Devontae Smith, who's been more quiet about it, but generally has told you, is that I don't care if we're winning games, I want to produce. Because their argument coming into the week was we're a better team when the passing game is working.
We spread it out, open things up.
Let's watch the film from yesterday. Was that Eagle team better or worse than the team? And they didn't even they didn't complete a pass in the second half, and they won at Tampa Bay last week. Is there a right way? Or is it black and white the way they should either never pass or pass? It's not that black and white. But I sit there and think if there is not a more aha moment for an embarrassing performance, it would be that Eagle team blowing a game. I saw the stat when they were coming back. The Broncos, I mean, that was a statistic. They were 1 in 113, trailing by 2+ scores in the fourth quarter. 1 in 113, and the defending champions blew that game at home. That was an embarrassing loss by my metric.
So I got the Dolphins, we got the Eagles, and we're all just avoiding the elephant in the room in terms of embarrassing performances yesterday, with probably the most embarrassing loss in football history, in NFL football history, where the Arizona Cardinals just wet their pants and lost to the Tennessee Titans, handing Cam Ward his first career win, 22-21.
A game that you're sitting there thinking, first of all, I got burned in a survivor because of Arizona, and that they controlled that game and just let them wiggle back off of terrible turnovers. Did you see the play with Kyler Murray and the snap going off his head?
And then he got taken out of the game. We thought it was a concussion protocol.
Guys, there's only certain things that could happen when teams like that play each other. That could only happen in a game Arizona and Tennessee, really. I mean, a pathetic loss.
And the classic fumble at the back of the end zone for the touchback by DiMarcado.
That happens. What is that? The second time this has happened in 3 weeks? I mean, it happens at the college level a whole lot more. But I mean, you sit there and you wonder, what do these guys do all week during practice?
They're worried about their celebration. I think that's what it is. I truly think that the reason why there's an epidemic of football players, whether it be professional or college, is worried and preoccupied with how they are going to look cool, go viral, or whatnot after they score the touchdown, because the camera's going to be on them. The job was done. All right, I'm about to get there. It looks like I have a free lane to the end zone. All right, now it's showtime.
It is the aesthetic of it is important because that's their moment. I get it. That was a huge touchdown play. Just hold on to the football. Just hold on to the football.
And the ball wasn't even actually stripped out like you see sometimes where a guy was slow up, like in the Super Bowl that one time.
Yeah.
Like you'll see the ball pushed out. This time they tried to do that, but if he didn't try to flip the ball forward as if to get this ball off of me, DiMarcado, the running back for the Cardinals, he would have scored a touchdown, even with the defensive effort that was shown.
And the thing is, even the Tennessee Titans defenders who were next to him on that play immediately made the motion. That's a touchback. They knew it. And this guy who just got his shot because the two running backs ahead of him got hurt in Trey Benson and James Conner. Finally got his shot. And they destroyed survivor pools all around the country.
And then that's just one play. And then you have the miraculous final touchdown of the game for the Titans. That was a red zone interception at the 5-yard line by this guy, Taylor Demerson. Rather than go down, clinch the game essentially.
They always try to make a play.
Pop up to your feet, and then you just fall on your face and drop the football and then kick it into the end zone. If you are an Arizona Cardinals fan, I don't know
that is
how
grounds
you do
for
this.
leaving the team. That loss is grounds for leaving the fandom of that team.
Because the warning signs were there throughout the season. It's never been easy with a fun, talent, interesting characters that you've grown to know at least. We're a mainstream football fan, but Kyler Murray, that's pretty neat. Marvin Harrison Jr., yeah, he's on that team. He hasn't played that well, but now he's turning things around. There are reasons to be interested in the Cardinals until you root for them and watch them actually play the game.
Yeah. I can't imagine. I think if there's a team in the NFL where if you were a diehard, you'll lose the most years of your life watching said team, I think Arizona Cardinals are near the top of the list. In terms of they always show you glimpses and they never can put it together. Never can put it together. I mean, that is as bad as it gets. The Ravens is probably another example, but I can't even. I don't even think we need to talk about that loss because they had 9 guys who were basically a Pro Bowl roster not playing on the injury report.
Yeah, my favorite NFL team, the Ravens. I could have turned the game off with 6 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that was just one of those games where they were never winning that game. They played that game 100 times without those players. And
I said, all right, 4 o'clock first pitch. Let's go Yankees. And I could turn that game off in the 3rd inning.
Guerrero's doing a bat flip, bases loaded in the 4th inning. Oh, my God.
It's funny. I texted my girlfriend on Sunday night. I was like, I'm not really in a good mood. I'm not exactly sure why. It's like, well, Penn State lost yesterday.
You had a rough
Yankees
weekend.
Lost. The Ravens lost. You have a lot of reasons to not be happy right now. I was like, yeah, I guess I did not really address that. I really kind of let that fester and let it affect me rather than face it head on.
Yeah, you gotta verbalize that. Like, wow, all 3 of these teams absolutely stink.
How embarrassing would it be to go to therapy and just talk about your sports teams? That's probably really needed. These football fans are so deranged.
It's all like relationship. It's like a relationship.
Yeah.
It's like it's a one-sided relationship, and everybody goes, people go to therapy because of relationships. But, if you're a sports team, there's nobody to talk to. You can't work it out. I just have to sit there and watch this stupid team blow a game every week. That's interesting. Sports team therapy. I think that's what Twitter's for. And I think that's what
that's for Twitter, and that is for calling into the radio show.
Yeah, it's for calling into the radio show. 888-760-3776. We got to bounce around a little bit. Let's do a little safe bound, get around on the other side of it. That's Christian Cat, Colin Russo filling in for Theo Dorsey on Theoretically Speaking, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
F45 Training West Palm Beach offers functional group fitness classes reimagined. Sign up for F45 today and visit their West Palm Beach location. Featuring high-intensity group workouts that are fast, fun, and results-driven, F45 always has the right workout for you. Not to mention, it takes just 45 minutes. Visit F45training.com today to find a studio near you and officially join the F45 Training family. F45, team training, life-changing.
This Halloween, the scariest thing on your team shouldn't be your books. Don't be scared. Jay Zolo and Associates is here to exorcise your bookkeeping nightmares. With QuickBooks Online and expert care, let Jay Zolo bring your books from RIP to MVP. Let the only skeletons you deal with be the ones in costumes. Visit jzolo.com today. That's JZOLLO.com.
During football season, keep your home in the win column with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the field, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit EDSIsyes.com today, kick off your game day comfort, and don't sweat the small stuff.
Recently, I had the opportunity to sit down with Dr. Joshua S. Jew, who operates out of Good Samaritan Health Center through the Palm Beach Health Network, and he explains how Florida is in the stone belt when it comes to being at risk to developing kidney stones.
There's a 1 in 10 risk of having kidney stones. Down in the stone belt, which is the southern part of the United States, especially the southeastern part of the United States, that risk is even higher. A lot of that's due to dehydration, which is probably the biggest risk factor for kidney stone formation, as well as diet. Having high oxalate-rich foods can predispose to stone formation risk. Florida is right in the middle of the stone belt, so a much higher risk of having stone disease here.
That was Dr. Joshua S. Jew from the Palm Beach Network Physician Group. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362 or go online to pbhnphysiciangroup.com.
A resort destination beyond compare, yet conveniently close to home. The Breakers Palm Beach offers everything you desire with the service you deserve in a breathtaking oceanfront setting. Immerse yourself in unparalleled seaside glamour and enjoy all the Breakers has to offer as you create lasting memories with those who matter most. The best part, you don't have to travel far to feel worlds away. Visit thebreakers.com or call 1-800-BREAKERS today.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
No Theo Dorsey, Colin Russo filling in alongside Christian Catt. It's Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3. If you missed any of today's show, missed any of the other shows, you want to listen to it just about anywhere, download the ESPN South Florida app. It's available for free on the App Store. It's got everything, where it's got Theoretically Speaking from 2 to 4 weekdays. It's got in podcast format as well. It's got Russo and Rizzo from 4 to 6 p.m. weekdays. It has our specialty programming, including our high school coverage from throughout Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast on Friday nights, which we do. That's all around, and that's every week. You can catch that all on the app. Catch Inter Miami English and Spanish broadcasts all on the app. If you missed any of it, it's on the app, just in your pocket, anywhere you go. It's available now on the App Store. Well, week 5 of the NFL, week 6 of college football, MLB postseason, just about everything you could possibly ask for in terms of a sports fan, in terms of what you're asking for. Christian, let's bounce around a little bit. Let's go around the country. Let's do a little safe-bound get around.
The Safebound Get Around is brought to you by Safebound Moving and Storage, South Florida's most trusted moving company. You're safe with Safebound.
Yes, it is the Safebound Get Around, where we go from city to city, essentially looking at the back of the local newspaper to see what are the big stories going on there. And we will start next stop in Los Angeles, California, where despite being 0-4, despite being 25.5-point underdogs, the UCLA Bruins go from joke of the college football season to beating number 7 ranked Penn State 42-37. Remember, they cleaned house at UCLA. Fire the head coach. Foster out of there. New OC. This guy, apparently his name's Jerry Neuheisel.
Yep.
He's in. Take a listen to how Jerry Neuheisel approached this game against Penn State.
I hate to say this, but I had never practiced with the headset in terms of like the button to talk to the quarterback. So there's like multiple times during the game I'm calling the play, but the headset's flipped up because I'm used to being a position coach. And then all of a sudden I'm pressing the wrong part of the button trying to talk to him. Like it was a mess. Hopefully we'll get that cleaned up by next week.
Jerry Neuheisel was the guy that looked like someone that was on Cobra Kai getting carried off the sideline when UCLA beat Penn State. Penn State Nittany Lions fall all the way out of the AP Top 25 in the latest poll. What was your takeaway from that complete and utter collapse?
I mean, did that team lead all year? UCLA was the dumpster fire of college football, and they went out and blitzed Penn State. Penn State had a chance towards the end of the game, too, and UCLA was able to kind of keep everything at bay. They were in UCLA territory. They were on a 4th and 2. Oh, my goodness. Good for this guy, Neuheisel. I know his father, Rick Neuheisel, does all the CBS games at the studio, who was a former coach of UCLA. I was very proud of him, and that was let out for a cool moment. But unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And first of all, this should, in my opinion, this should be close to, if not the final straw for James Franklin. If I'm a Penn State fan, I am out on him. If Penn State make a big declaration, come to the conclusion of what team you're trying to be. If you're trying to be what you guys are every year and what, you're going to be in the mix for the playoff, you're probably never going to do anything in a big spot, then keep Franklin around. But if that is a loss, in my opinion, that there is no return after that. That seat is red hot for James Franklin. I would almost be on the way out.
As you mentioned, you asked the question, did UCLA ever lead at any point this season? The answer is no. In their blowout loss to Utah, 43-10, didn't lead for a second. Lost to UNLV, never led for a second. Lost to New Mexico. This is a Big Ten football team, by the way, UCLA, who got a pretty hot transfer quarterback in Nico Iamaleava from Tennessee. Didn't lead against New Mexico, never led against Northwestern. They took the lead against Penn State, drove right down the field for a touchdown drive, never gave up that lead that was 7-0. I am a Penn State football fan. Thankfully, I was working with my actual favorite college football team, the Kaiser Seahawks. That's number one on the list, and then it's Penn State number 2. I was not able to watch that game until the final 4th down stop where Drew Aller tried to hand it off. No, kept it and got bottled up in the backfield. Yeah, Franklin probably has to go. I spent the last 48 hours in my college group chat just naming different opportunities, names, candidates. Who wants to take the job? Who wouldn't take the job?
Big job.
I want Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin probably wouldn't take that job. And it's desperation.
He's an
and
SEC guy. Probably because he's an SEC guy, he wouldn't take it. And he's got a lot of protection there, but that's a good gig. Penn State's going to get somebody good if they can, if they do move on from him. I don't know what I think the buyout's pretty bad. I'm going to have to take a look. I'm sure these guys signed an extension on
$56 million.
Oh.
And there's also, the message boards in college football are so plentiful. They're bountiful, the message boards. There are like these annual subscriptions that my buddy pays for, that he sends us all the latest dirt sheets and to find out. And apparently there's a possibility for Adidas to pay a large portion of the buyout because they're not representing Adidas very well at Penn State right now.
And they got pockets,
We
so
got
they can deal with that.
Drew Aller posting about his American Eagle endorsement deal earlier yesterday or today with Travis Kelce. Times are tough to be a Penn State football fan, going from number 2 in the nation to season over.
And they're not going to get any benefit of the doubt unless they win out. You got to win out, and they're not winning out. Penn State is not winning out. That team's not that good.
Yeah, I guess it's not even a silver lining. It's like a nickel lining, is that there's an opportunity. There's a path there. Drew Aller was asked, do you guys think he could still make the playoffs?
And he flips it on the reporters. What do you think? The reporters were like, I don't think so.
He gave us Stephen A. Smith, what do you think?
Yeah. You have to have some stones in that moment, but if the reporters went, no, I don't think so. I think you guys are done.
James Franklin had the reputation of not being able to win the big one.
But always beat the team that they should have beaten. Or
even winning the game where he's favored, but when he's a 0.23 underdogs, not being able to win in that game where the odds are stacked against him, but still not able to beat the Ohio State. And you lose like that. That was different. That was 2020, 2021 Penn State, where they were like start of the season winless.
Yeah.
Lost to Illinois, Indiana. Like, it was hard to see my beautiful Nittany Lions be represented in that way.
Next stop.
Let's get closer. Let's get to the great free state of Florida, where your University of Miami Hurricanes blew out Florida State. The score looked a little bit close at the end, 28-22, but the high watermark, this lead ballooned to 28-3. C.J. Daniels scored a touchdown, and this is how we celebrated in the end zone.
Big time flex on the road. Another explosive touchdown pass.
Audibly and visually doing the Seminole chop when he found the end zone. Is there any case for the University of Miami not being the best team in the nation right now?
That's the best. It's the best resume in the country. And Florida State, we're going to have to really investigate what happened in Tallahassee week 1. We're really going to have to investigate that because nobody knows. That FSU team is not that good. They were pretty lifeless in that game against Miami. Miami just out-talented them every step of the way as well.
Back with 4 touchdowns.
I mean, they were better at quarterback. They got a better defense. They got a better rushing attack. I mean, they rely on Malachi Toney a whole lot, and that guy's a true freshman. I mean, if you think about that for Florida State, you're at home. You're coming off a terrible loss, extra day's rest, and you put on that type of a performance. That team is another I'd loop into the fact of you're probably at the point of no return. in terms of what your season aspirations are. Because you could win every game on the rest of your schedule and maybe be okay. But losses like that, that's a stain on the resume. I'm out on Florida State. You saw it in the Virginia game. The Virginia's good. They're underrated. But, I mean, you look at this FSU team. They're pathetic. Not that good. There's no guts. And you worry that it's the same slippery slope that they had when they lost to Georgia Tech last year in Dublin. That's what you get nervous about. Losing 2 in a row like this, if people get checked out, that's what happened last year. It's not an unfair question to ask.
I've got an inside source that says Kaiser Athletic Director Chris Swagger is officially out on head coach Mike Norvell.
Oh, he's out?
He's not happy.
Wow. And, he walked into this studio, about a week and a half ago. And, all Chris Swagger knows is Kaiser Seahawks Athletics, and that means all he knows is winning. But he walks in here, and he goes, it's not a big game. I'm not nervous. We should win that game. He's a delusional fan. That's one thing. But we shouldn't lose. The expectation should be that Florida State wins games like that. What now, Chris? What now?
He's going to join us on Wednesday to talk about that. And we now move on to...
Next stop.
We're going to Orchard Park, New York, to the traders that are the Buffalo Bills, because I don't know if you saw, going into the weekend, they said a good luck to the Toronto Blue Jays in their ALDS matchup against the New York Yankees. You are no longer considered a New York team. I'm sorry, Buffalo. You are not the true New York football team. But this goes on at the front row. Out the back of the end zone, there's a Buffalo Bills fan in a Milano jersey, sitting front row. Josh Allen throws a football out the back of the end zone. He catches it. And listen to the call on NBC by Mike Tirico.
Nice catch there. He's gone. Milano's going to go. He's in row 10. He's in row 15. He might get a beer. Milano, where are you going, man? It's your moment. Milano, row 40, led by Allen. He's going to take it the distance. Maybe it wasn't his seat. Maybe he doesn't want to be on TV. He's gone. Dude, that was your moment. He just wants to keep the ball. Second and goal.
Yes, the NFL probably would have taken that football away from the fan who caught it at front row. What did you think of this move? Catching a game ball and then immediately putting it under your shirt and hightailing it out.
Is that the trade-off? That was probably, if that was his seat, that's probably a $500 ticket. Easy.
9 minutes left in the third quarter is when he exited.
And a good game.
Yes.
I mean, that is I'm going to shoot from the hip and say $500-$600 seat. Easy. So he's got a $500-$600 ticket on Sunday Night Football in Buffalo, but he gets that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get a hold of an NFL football. So you just, where did he go? Did he leave the stadium? Did he stay in the concourse just so they don't find him? Did he come back a little later? That's the real. Do you hand it off to somebody else? How do you handle that?
They have the football chipped.
They do.
So, maybe you just got to go. You just leave. That's it.
And it's not technically you didn't. You're not thieving anything. It was given to you.
That is a weird thing the NFL does. They would only permit footballs being taken by fans when they were directly handed by players to someone sitting in the front row or whatnot. But balls that are kicked, they go back onto the field.
Right.
This is a multi tens of billions dollar organization.
Yeah. They don't go through 100 baseballs in a game. They go through 1 or 2 tops, and then they want to keep those footballs around.
Roger, can you open up the pocketbook a little bit and give a little bit
That's
back?
how they stay in the green. They don't spend the money on the footballs.
We're talking $3,000 a game. Yeah. Max. Absolute max. Those footballs normally stay within the field of play and are retrievable by the ball boy.
Very bizarre. I don't know. I'm more curious about the fan. I would never do that. Fun. Take a quick picture with it. Yeah. I paid $600 for the seat. I'm staying here.
You're one of the few people on God's green earth that have caught a football from Josh Allen. You're right. That is too good of a seat and too good of a game. Even when the moment happened, you almost missed out on a Buffalo Bills comeback.
Unless he had this planned in some capacity where I'm going to go up here, I'm going to call somebody else to come grab the football, and I'll go back to my seat or something like that. Or maybe you can't leave the stadium and come back, right?
I don't think so.
No, definitely not in the second half. So now you look around and is it worth it? That football, is it worth it? Watch the rest of the game in the car with the fans?
Knowing the Bills lost, I think he feels a little bit vindicated. Okay, good. I didn't miss a legendary Buffalo Bills moment.
But he did miss a good game. I don't know. I don't know what I would do there. That's a tricky spot. It's like getting a basketball like front row and LeBron throws you a chest pass, what are you, hightail it out of there? You could. That's a tricky decision. Do we have anywhere else to go?
Next stop.
You know we got to go to Chapel Hill because the same weekend that Bill Belichick's fighting Tar Heels took off a blowout loss to Clemson 38-10, Drake May, former UNC Tar Heel quarterback, had a great game last night in that building in Orchard Park. Well, check out this story per Ross Martin from 24/7 Sports and CBS Sports. The University of North Carolina staff had been directed by Bill Belichick to not post or repost anything related to the Patriots. Ergo, no Drake May posts from UNC social media last night. And this story broke this morning. And since then, after it got public, you have seen UNC post Drake May highlights between then and now. How bad of a look is this from UNC?
I heard a good saying once from somebody who knows coaches. Goes, you could be a good guy and a great coach and everything's all green. You could be a-hole and a bad coach. That doesn't fly. You could be an a-hole and a good coach and get away with it. But if you're, annoying, being a little authoritarian, and a bad coach on top of that, it's crazy to say that about Bill Belichick. Can we label it as anything but? If you're being overreaching and a bad person to the rest of the guys in the room, and I'm just assuming that based on this report, you can't be a bad coach too.
Just a grudge against Patriots football, trying to bring it to your current location and make them also have this weird passive-aggressive thing where there's posts about Devontae Williams scoring touchdowns for the Cowboys because he was a former Tar Heel.
It's just so obvious.
But the marquee win of Drake May's career isn't posted about.
Now, the UNC has played 3 games against Power 5 opponents. 3 games. They've been outscored doing the mental math. That is 120 to 23. How about that? You can't play 3 Power 5 and how about this? None of those Power 4 opponents are ranked. And you're outscored. They gave up 48 to TCU, 34 to UCF, and 38 to Clemson. And they've scored 14, 9, and 10.
That is your safe-bound get-around.
You can't survive being a bad guy and a bad coach.
Well, yeah, you know this firsthand. Dan Hurley can get away with things.
The second UConn starts losing, they're going to be calling for his head at stores. The second he starts losing. It's a little different. He's won championships there, but you can't be a bad guy and a bad coach. I don't think Dan Hurley is a bad guy, but he's a difficult personality.
Right, yeah. Bad guy can be interpreted a lot of different ways, but hard to work with.
Hard to work with is the praise I'm going for. I don't know Belichick personally, but a difficult person to work with on top of being a bad coach, that doesn't last long, especially collegiately. And I don't anticipate this Bill Belichick experiment to last too long either. This is not going to be a 3-year thing. He may sign a 3-year contract. I'd be surprised if this makes it the year 2.
Wow.
I think he will be done and or the school will be done. That's Christian Cat. That was the safe-bound get around. If you've been to a car accident, truck accident, suffered a slip and fall, my friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine at Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys, they're type that fight for you. I know with Anajar and Levine, they got my back no matter what, and they could get yours too. And they don't even charge you unless you win. They work tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. Call it like we see it. They are the best in the business. Call them today and don't settle for just any attorney. Demand the best. Demand Anajar and Levine. Take that one phone call and take back control of your life. Don't wait. Call for the free consultation now. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Take back control of Anajar and Levine. That's Christian Cat. Colin Russo will loop in Christina Costanza. Do a little Tina happy hour Monday midterms. It's all to come. Theoretically speaking, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Get ready, South Florida. It's the 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl. Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at FAU's Flagler Credit Union Stadium. 2 of the best group of 5 teams go head-to-head in the ultimate holiday showdown. Over 150 players have gone from this field to the NFL. Who's next? Visit BocaRatonBowl.com for the latest, including when tickets will go on sale. The 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl, Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at Flagler Credit Union Stadium.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast, professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPB.com.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
This is the Inter Miami save of the game.
Here's Hayes Selassie into the middle, and what a save! Ustari point blank with a left foot, and a shot from outside the box is deflected by Inter Miami, and it goes out of play across the end line, left side of Ustari's goal. How did Ustari stop that?
Brought to you by PNC Bank. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Looking to elevate your brand? Whether a small business, a nonprofit, or a national event, Team IP has you covered. Our corporate and digital divisions offer custom apparel, promo products, and POD stores with no inventory, no warehousing, and no fulfillment hassle. Just thousands of brands and options at your fingertips. We're proud to be partners of ESPN West Palm, and we're ready to be on your team. Visit teamip.com, where teamwork makes the dream work.
You lather, rinse, moisturize, and repeat. At this point, you're practically training for the Shower Olympics. But here's the twist. It's not your shampoo's fault, it's your water. Hard water leaves a mineral residue that clogs your pores and dries out your hair. Culligan water softeners remove damaging minerals, revitalizing brittle hair and dry skin. Upgrade your shower system today for only $79 a month. Visit Culligan.com for more information, or just say,
"Hey, Culligan
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
No Theo Dorsey today. Colin Russo filling in on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 1063. The second hour, we got Christian Cap behind the glass at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. If you missed any of that first hour, missed any of the show, period, download the ESPN South Florida app or check us out, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Just search out Theoretically Speaking. We got Christina Costanza in the house. Joining us now, Tina in the Wild. Tina, hello. How are you? What's going on?
I'm good. Happy Monday. How are you?
Not bad. Did your fantasy team have a good weekend?
No, I'm currently losing, and I'm going to lose tonight. So that's
Have you lost yet?
Yes, I have lost.
Okay.
I've won 2.
So is this your first year doing fantasy?
No, I did it a few years ago, and I won my whole league. I was the only girl in it, won $600.
Who ran that team?
Me. And they thought that I had
me. No.
Yeah, I did. It was like virtual, so I could like I literally just was like, oh,
You
like
just went
this
off the
person.
top of the people? Yeah, the top of the whatever they recommended when they drafted?
It wasn't recommended, but I
You
was
won
just
you won a league?
yeah, I won $600. It was amazing. And one of the friends in the league was like, you have inside scoop because you're with ESPN. I was like, that's not how that works, but okay. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know anything.
Tina
actually.
texted me yesterday, and she goes,
I called you.
Called me. Goes, Brock Bowers is not playing. I'm like, okay, well, we can figure this out. I mean, let's go get another tight end. And then we go through she's walking me through the waiver wire tight ends. And then she goes, wait, H. Henry is on my bench. He's a tight end. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he is a tight end. Get him in there. After Tina was about to pick up Theo Johnson, who had a big game yesterday for the Giants, by the way. But
that would have been great.
He got the fantasy boom now because Hunter Henry did not live up to the expectations. You had a bad week with those guys, huh?
Yeah, I didn't do too hot. I was predicted to win, and then now
that means nothing. That means nothing.
I know, but it makes me like feel good that my lineup's good. Now I'm going to lose tonight.
What's your record in the league?
2-2.
2-2.
Yeah.
Not bad. I feel like the thing about fantasy, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. It's a great gateway for people to casually get into football. And you watch the big game. You're a decent football fan. Would you agree with that estimate?
No.
Worse than decent?
Yeah, worse than decent.
I'm just trying to be modest.
It's,
Well, how would you categorize yourself as a football fan?
I think it just depends. One, what do I have going on that day? Like, is there
something I could do instead of watching football?
Like I last week was invited to go watch the Eagles game, like out at a bar. So I went because it was my friends. It was a fun setting. So like I was paying attention that day because it was like the setting was we're watching football. And so I'm paying attention. But I could totally find other things to do. My Sundays also, I like to be very productive. I'm grocery shopping. I'm just getting ready for the week. And so unless I really have nothing going on, like I'll sit on my couch and watch football. I'm also on my phone a lot of the time and maybe not paying attention.
That's where you get burned.
And then like during the week, it really depends what I have going on. So
it sounds like
good thing football's not on Tuesdays because that's dedicated to Dancing with the Stars. So
that's the only thing on your watching schedule that you don't make a negotiation with. You will watch that regardless.
Yeah, on Tuesdays I watch Dancing with the Stars.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But if football, it's let's find a chore for me to do alternatively. You're the first person to ever say that.
No, I'm not the first person to ever say that. I would say Tuesdays is more, it's fun because I have like a group chat with like my friends and we're all watching it, talking about it.
What do you talk about?
We talk about all the dances.
That was a cool dance.
We talk about how the judges did, what we thought about the song.
Yeah, it's a shame that no one cares about football that you can talk about that with. Like, I don't know, within the office or your job.
So there's people that get into
no
Dancing with the Stars?
No one's coming to me to talk about football. Let's be clear.
Well, because
not with this attitude.
Let's be
agree
clear.
with that.
No one's coming
you're
up
not
to
putting
me.
the effort in.
You're
If you
thinking
come
you're-
in,
yeah.
if you walked into the office today and be like, boy, did Hunter Henry put up a stinker? Everybody's ears would perk up and be like,
Yeah,
wow,
and then they'd
really?
ask me 100 questions that I don't know the answers to.
But if you're allowed to not know the answers, but you could, hey, I don't know that answer. Can you explain
And
to
I
me
don't know
what
that
you're
answer.
talking about?
And I don't know that answer
Can
either.
you explain to me what you're talking about?
You gotta get
I got a lot of other things to
Like
do
I
than do that.
thought Drake May really handled third down well. Hey, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Can you explain that?
If you hear me say that, something might be wrong with me. Like there might.
Tina, have you ever watched NFL Red Zone?
No.
You would like football more.
I tend to agree because it's perfect for fantasy. Because what it is there's no not some commercials. The idea is there's supposed to be no commercials. And it's 7 hours straight, and you watch it nonstop because all it does is cut to different big plays in every game. Whether they're in the red zone about to score, big touchdown plays, it'll have all the scores available. It's basically a fantasy wonderland if you're trying to follow specific players, but also want to keep an eye on every single game. I think you'd like that.
Yeah,
it gives you the biggest moments.
You got no reason to check your phone because
Yes.
there's always something on.
There are plenty of reasons to check my phone for other things going on.
You're not doing anything that important on the phone on a Sunday when you're watching.
Says you. Because all you care about is football on Sundays.
Wait. All right, now, so
right,
define,
care about-
define important. What's important?
Don't flip this on me.
What are you doing
Sunday
important?
afternoon on the phone. Come on. What are we doing? We're not negotiating the new deal with FDR. I mean, this is a Sunday afternoon. What are we doing?
From 1 to 7:30, what is so important on your
the phone. Computer. You like working. Tina likes sending emails on the weekend. She's big on that. But
Yeah.
the phone, you can't make the argument with the phone.
Okay, again, like I'm watching football. I'm probably doing 3 other things at once. I'm doing laundry. I'm just not fully paying attention for 7 hours.
Well, you don't have to do 7
to
hours.
the TV.
Right. But
I could be way more productive.
Takes you, what, an hour and a half, hour to do laundry? And also, laundry's a lot of hurry up and wait. You get it done, and then you're waiting for it to dry or wash. And then you get on the phone, and you're not doing anything important on the phone. Let's just get that out of
I'm
the way.
not doing anything important. I'm scrolling on Instagram and TikTok,
That's how
and that's just what it is.
You're turning your brain to mush.
Yeah.
You know,
Turn
I'm
your
wa-
brain to mush the American way and turn on a game.
Let's be honest. Even if I watched 7 hours of football on Sunday, y'all would not talk to me about football that happened on Sunday.
Well, we actually are contractually obligated to talk to you between 3 and 4 o'clock on ESPN 106.3. So I think we would talk to you about football if you watched the
Did
football.
you watch any football yesterday?
It was on the TV as I was like eating dinner, but I wasn't fully paying attention.
Did you pay attention to any football in the last 4 days?
Yes, I actually went out and watched the FSU Miami game. I actually went out. Like, it was a setting. It was a fun setting.
All right, what'd you
so
think?
I was interested.
What'd you think about the game? What'd you think about FSU laying an egg?
See, I left at the end of the first quarter to walk around some bars.
You can't complain about us not looping you on football conversations.
I'm not asking you to.
Wait, so you were...
I am not asking at all
I
to
was
be
curious.
looped into the
You're
conversation.
saying there's no point of doing it because you're not looped in anyway.
No, I'm saying that even if I watched 7.5 hours of football, I don't think I would still be looped into the conversation, or I wouldn't be able to like talk about it like you guys do of like the ins and outs and what you want to. I'm here to ask questions, be curious, and that's what it is.
Tina,
That's
you can do it in
fine.
the office setting, though.
What?
You can do it in the office setting.
What a win for the Patriots yesterday, huh, guys?
Yeah, like you would be able
Just
to
see what happens.
You'd get the ear of our marketing and sales team and
Yeah.
all those people. That would be worthwhile for you.
Just see what happens.
Okay.
What a bad loss by FSU, and just see who bites.
Man, they stink.
I think Miami's not that good, and just see who bites.
I don't think that though, but yeah. I'll throw something out there.
Tina also was there with Thursday Night Football, double screen. You had the Yankee game on, and you had Thursday Night Football on in Jupiter. We were watching the game.
Thursday was very distracting though. Where we went, there was so much going on. Like it was like 2 screens. There's karaoke.
Yeah.
And so there was
They had karaoke on
Where
on a
you did
major
kara-
sports light night.
where you
Don't
did
tell me you
karaoke.
partook. Did you partake?
No, I didn't do the karaoke.
Okay.
No.
Go ahead.
It's where you did karaoke.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, I know this place.
But there was a lot going on. But I was paying attention to the game. We were there really for the Yankees game for CCAT, and then Thursday Night Football was also on. But I was like, 9:30 came, and I was like, my bedtime. I gotta go.
You got to come up with 1 or 2 bullet points a weekend. Not for this. You could do it on the show if you want, but to just fire it out into the air in the office setting.
Okay.
Tina's takeaways.
2. I like that. Tina's takeaways. Just 2 a week. We'll go to 2, and then we'll eventually like balloon to 4.
Okay.
And then
I
you
want
just
them hard football too. I don't want to be
throw
like,
it
wow,
out.
he
and
looks
it's-
good.
It's got to be a strict opinion. It can't just be like, oh, how about FSU? It's got to be like, I think FSU is going to fire their coach, or something like that. Or it's
Okay.
like, I think Penn State is the 5th best program
So
in the
wait.
Big Ten, or something like that.
What about this? I do know this from yesterday. I couldn't believe that the Dolphins lost when they had the lead most of the game.
How about that?
There you go. So do you think they should? Could you say that? Be like, what a terrible loss for the Dolphins. They should fire Mike McDaniel, their head coach.
That's what I should say in the office.
Yes,
There's one of the
absolutely.
takeaways. And then you come into the show with your Tina takeaways, and it's got to be these drastic opinions.
Okay. We
Gotta
can
be,
start
gotta
at
be
2.
a take.
We can start at 2.
I like that. We'll start
Okay.
at 2. We'll see what happens
Yeah.
next week.
But you got to do the homework. This can't be ESPN.com. What happened over the weekend? What
No.
should I know about? I want this from Tina's eyeballs to the TV set to the brain.
Okay. My takeaways.
Speaking of takeaways, what did you come together for your cocktail of the day?
So my weekend was consumed with the Life of a Showgirl album by Taylor Swift.
Which I heard stunk, by the way.
By who?
I don't think the Swifties don't like it. The Swifties don't like it. I'm not a Swiftie.
So the Swifties don't like it. So I am right. All right. I did hear that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mixed reviews. People love it and people hate it. I am not a Swiftie, and I went on a long walk on Saturday, and I was like, I'm gonna listen to the whole album. There's a few songs that I just am obsessed with, and I listen to it all weekend long.
This is the honeymoon phase. This passes. This passes on an album, right?
Other way around. I usually don't like the first time I listen to songs, like in a rare occasion.
Really?
And then I just power through, and then I eventually do like songs and an album, even if it's a band or an artist that I do like.
Never mind. All right.
And there's a few songs on the album that they weren't my favorite, but they're other people's favorite. I'm like, maybe I need to take a listen again. Because I was like, if they really like that song, maybe I just like didn't listen to it like the first time I listened. I was like, yeah, it's okay, but maybe I need to listen a little more closely.
So you went on a walk with the sole purpose of, I'm going to listen to this whole album on the walk.
Yeah.
By
I
yourself.
did. By myself.
You learn a
4
lot
mile
about
walk.
Travis Kelce in the album.
Yeah, you do. We made Colin listen to it today in the office.
I
'cause he
didn't
hadn't-
understand
he didn't listen
what
to
she
it.
was getting at until a certain part of the song.
The
Yes.
rap genius. You didn't read the between the lines.
Nah, I did not. I did not. I didn't get a breakdown of the lyrics. I just heard the album stunk. That's all I heard. I don't listen to Taylor Swift. So, and that was like a 25 song album.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that long.
No,
I
it's
think
not
it was
that
like
long.
under the 12.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. It goes to show how much research I did
Yeah.
on the Taylor Swift album.
So the cocktail I went with today is called Showgirl. And it includes Aperol, tequila, freshly squeezed lemon juice, simple syrup, some ice, cold sparkling water or club soda, and then a lemon peel to garnish. And in this cocktail, there's edible glitter.
Edible glitter.
If you want to like spice it up a little bit. I don't really like that.
Is that what the ladies wear at the gentleman club? Like, is that edible glitter?
I don't know.
Okay. Just asking.
888-760-3776.
What's the point of edible glitter?
There's probably
What's the
different
point of
edible
glitter?
glitters.
What's the point
Some
of
on
glitter,
your
period?
your
I think-
body, some in your drinks.
Is there something that's more inconveniencing for no reason than glitter for any reason? I can't think of one reason to have glitter anywhere.
I feel like
Glitter is terrible.
The most amount of glitter I see these days is this guy who makes glitter bombs and ships them to like
people he hates.
Scam centers. Like he dispatched
It like explodes?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like 250 of these different scam call centers in India. And he dispatched them all. They put cameras there and a speaker there and like fart bombs and glitter. And when they open up the package in their scam center, they got it all on tape.
It seems like a harmless prank that's got to be breaking a couple laws. I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
The people that are in those buildings are breaking a lot more laws, and they're not being held accountable for it. I watched a 30-minute YouTube video by this guy, Mark Robber, and he...
And you were impressed with his willingness
And
to
it
do
wasn't
that.
even on YouTube. I was scrolling Facebook for some reason.
Wow, that's how they
I
get you.
He caught my eye for 30 minutes.
How about that? All right, but the thing about glitter is the worst is when you get a letter with glitter on it, and then it's just inconveniencing. And I know some girls in outfits will put glitter into some sort of frame. And do girls utilize glitter in outfits? No.
Sometimes,
I
right?
like EDM concerts.
Right now,
on like eyes and stuff like that.
Right now, the thing with runners is there's these like stick-on glitter that you put on your face, and it's like a running thing.
Oh,
I kind of thought it was cute.
Actually, I think the number one customer for glitter are those Sparkle Boys with FSU that cover their face head to toe in the yellow and the red glitter.
Yeah, those guys. All right, that glitter. The thing is, if you're sitting next to them, you just leave with glitter everywhere.
Oh man, that's brutal.
You never get it off. You're gonna find it a week later. You're gonna
It's
find it
terrible.
in your car. You're gonna find it everywhere.
It's my least favorite thing in the world. It's glitter. It's disgusting, and there's no point in it because it doesn't add any glitz or glamour to whatever it's trying
Sometimes it does.
I actually bought the Taylor Swift on vinyl for my girlfriend, and the record.
Does she have a vinyl player?
Yeah, a record player. Yeah, and it's got glitter on it.
I like that.
Orange.
Oh, gosh.
I had to track down the FedEx guy because like apparently they didn't deliver it. Had to like make some phone calls over the weekend to make sure it got there on time.
You had to get it delivered the day of the album releasing?
Not even. It's just like one of those things where the address is weird. It's at like a university property and it failure to deliver on Saturday. I was like, oh no, we're not going to do this every day, are we?
Yeah.
So I made sure it got delivered on Sunday.
Speaking of deliveries, I was here. When you said you were at Kaiser University doing the game, you were on site. I was at the studio. I don't know, must have been 8:45, 9 o'clock. And there was a delivery guy and we have a locked door that has an app that's how you open up the door. And this guy was trying to break down the door to deliver this package.
Oh.
And he almost had the door. And I was sitting there. I'm like, what the heck's going on? It's 9 o'clock at night. I was thinking it was an Amazon guy. I'm like, do you guys ever not work? It was very bizarre because he wanted me to sign for it too. I'm like, what was the plan if nobody was here? It's a Saturday night. It's 9 o'clock. What was the plan if I wasn't around? Do you just bring that back and then bring it back another day? Why did you think Saturday night was the best time to drop it off in an office setting?
So you almost went vigilante mode, like Mark Sanchez.
Almost. Almost. We got to break the – can we break that down? Can I
was going to
that?
do it in the get-around. I forgot about it. But, yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Did you hear about this?
Down.
What?
Mark Sanchez.
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah, he's a CBS NFL analyst, former NFL player, who's basically the namesake of his career is that he fumbled the ball after running into the butt of his center. It's called the butt fumble. It's a famous NFL play. He was a decent NFL player. He's good for the Jets, more importantly.
It's the AFC Championship game twice.
He's the leader in Jets wins for a quarterback. He was in Indianapolis over the weekend. He was doing the game on Sunday. Colts Raiders. And Indianapolis, have you been?
No.
Have you been in Indianapolis?
Yeah, twice, just for 2 Big Ten championship games.
Indianapolis, the initial story was the guy was robbed and stabbed.
You got to really find trouble in Indianapolis.
You got to find the thief. There was not a lot going on in downtown Indianapolis. It's a quiet downtown. And then all of a sudden, more and more comes out that Mark Sanchez, who is drunk as a skunk, going after a food delivery guy. And I don't have the full story, but
you can't park here.
It was a 70-year-old food delivery guy who was at this hotel, double parked on a Friday night, and Mark Sanchez, who's trying to Batman him, goes, "Hey, you can't double park there." And he got charged with unlawful entry of a vehicle, battery, and the guy stabbed in self-defense.
I read that.
That was the most bizarre story I've ever seen in my entire life.
Facing
crazy.
years of jail time. Like he is.
And it was funny. Not that funny, but it's
There's
bizarre.
nothing funny about it.
You know what? The reaction. Because it initially comes out that this Mark Sanchez was stabbed. He's okay. He's in the hospital.
Yeah.
Everybody gets nervous.
Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers. Then you realize that Mark Sanchez was the assailant in said case. And then you're thinking, well, thoughts and prayers the other guy.
Yeah.
This is how they opened up the broadcast of the game that Mark Sanchez should have been on the call for. Chris Myers and Brady Quinn, who was subbing in for Mark Sanchez. Sanchez, obviously the color commentator.
Thank you for being with us and for tuning in. I'm Chris Myers along with Brady Quinn, who is stepping in for Mark Sanchez. And obviously we all want to send out our thoughts and prayers to Mark and those involved in Friday's incident as we get ready for today's game. And this game should be a good...
Move down from there.
Prayers for Mark and the other guy that Mark started it with. Bizarre.
Insane.
I'd love to see the hotel video, because apparently that's what the detective... I saw the write-up. I read the write-up. Fascinating.
So there's video surveillance of him just meandering around.
I heard he was doing wind sprints.
That was also something that was reported.
I heard he was doing wind sprints in an alleyway in Indianapolis, and that's sort of how this started.
Yeah, doing wind sprints isn't really a drunk activity. There might have been another substance at play.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, but
possibility.
Yeah. The thing about it is you have to be really drunk to get to want to do wind sprints. You have to be really drunk.
Yeah, the injuries are really scary to look at that he inflicted upon the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bizarre.
So that was a quite literal, you should see the other guy's situation. When they asked for Mark Sanchez to comment on him getting stabbed, it's like, well, I'm not really the victim in the situation.
Indianapolis, too. You really got to search for trouble in that city. We'll get to it. We'll get to a little Monday midterms on the other side of things. That's Christina Costanza, Christian Cat, Colin Russo, theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Football season is here, and the ultimate game day headquarters is Twin Peaks. Whether it's college Saturdays or NFL Sundays, catch every kickoff, every touchdown, every Hail Mary right here at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. From scratch-made favorites to ice-cold 29-degree draft beers, Twin Peaks is delivering all the winning plays. Looking for a stronger lineup? No one does game day like Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, come for the game, stay for the experience.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or BradleyAir.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
This Halloween, the scariest thing on your team shouldn't be your books. Don't be scared. Jay Zolo and Associates is here to exorcise your bookkeeping nightmares. With QuickBooks Online and expert care, let Jay Zolo bring your books from RIP to MVP. Let the only skeletons you deal with be the ones in costumes. Visit jzolo.com today. That's JZOLLO.com.
Hey, it's Theo Dorsey. My favorite time of year is here, football season. And if you're a fan of football, you need to be playing Prize Picks. It's simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. Will Saquon Barkley have more or less than 1 rushing touchdown? Will Joe Burrow throw more or less than 2.5 passing touchdowns? If your picks are right, you can cash in. Prize Picks also puts their users first, so all withdrawals are fast and safe and secure. They offer Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account all football season. We make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Download the app today and use code THEOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code THEOD to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Gators fans, you still have 3 chances to catch Florida football live in the Swamp this season. Don't miss homecoming against Mississippi State on October 18th. Military Appreciation Day versus Tennessee on November 22nd. And Florida State for Senior Day on November 29th. Visit FloridaGators.com to get your tickets today.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
No Theo Dorsey, Colin Russo filling in on Theoretically Speaking alongside Christina Costanza and Christian Caddis. It's a happy hour with Tina on Theoretically Speaking. Well, you want to talk about greatness. A lot of teams weren't great this weekend, but a team that was great was the Kaiser University Seahawks football team.
They absolutely dominated 49-3, a win at home. Shea Spencer eclipsed the 7,000 passing yard mark on Saturday in front of the home fans at Kaiser Multipurpose Field. Now, the success of Kaiser is not constrained to the football field. No. It's across the entire flagship campus of Kaiser University, both on the field, in the classroom, on the tennis courts. Very good program there. How about the men's lacrosse team? Yeah, very good there. 26 national championships for the Kaiser University Seahawks, and they get bigger and better every single year. We're probably talking about the 30s this time in the spring. KUSeahawks.com, KUSeahawks.com for the latest on Kaiser Seahawk athletic programs. And to see more and more championships, those red banners, they don't stop getting hung up.
All right, so I'm filling in for Theo today, but I'm going to be taking his place. So my points are going to account for...
Is that what filling in means?
What?
Taking his place, you're filling in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're on the same page. Theo is on his point on the board. We're not making a third category. We're not making Colin.
No.
I'm going to be Theo, so I could screw him over this week technically in the point total on the Monday midterms. Am I right?
Yes, Monday midterms, essentially for our new fans, new listeners, new viewers. It's when Tina tests whether or not the host and myself, the producer and the host of Theoretically Speaking, are paying attention over the football weekend. So she's got questions ready to rock and roll that came right from the dome of Tina Costanza.
And last time Rizzo was hosting and filled in for Theo, he actually got Theo some points.
Mm-hmm.
So
the score right
the
now
bar
is
high
it's
for-
13-10. Theo is up over CCAT.
So you're by proxy. You're his champion.
How many points can we potentially gain? 5?
6. There's 6 questions.
6 questions.
So what you will do, Colin?
I got a board and I got a marker.
You
We're
got a
good to go.
board. You got a marker. I'm going to say the question. You're gonna write your answer on the board. I'll say pencils down, boards up.
Pencils down.
You
This
will.
is the SATs?
You will. Yes, you will reveal your answer to the camera, and we will say the answers out loud, and I'll say if you're right or not.
Let's do it. I'm excited.
How many teams overcame a double-digit deficit to win yesterday?
This is just a number you're looking for?
Yes.
All right. Now, I know the one embarrassing one that happened with the reigning Super Bowl champions.
Oh, are we talking through this? Are we?
It's a radio show, so we got to give
this,
something.
Colin.
All right. So I got.
Don't say the answer yet.
All right,
I think I got this one correct. I believe I saw a tweet that lined them all out last night before I laid my head on my pillow, and I think I've got it. It was a lot.
It was, and there was a couple famous ones and a couple not so famous ones too. So keep that in mind.
All right, pencils down, boards up.
Boards up. I got 4.
I went with 4 as well.
And you're both wrong. It
Whoa.
is 6.
What?
Let's go through the math really quick. Do you
Tano-
have them listed?
I have them listed.
All right, go for it.
Titans,
Yep, I had that.
Panthers, Broncos, Saints,
Ooh.
Commanders, and Cardinals.
Saints trailed by 10 plus in that game.
Yeah.
That's-
Giants got out to a quick lead.
And what was that last one?
Cardinals.
Cardinals lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, then this is who? Yeah, this is wrong.
Because you said the Titans. The Titans were one.
That was the first one.
Yeah, the Cardinals are not one.
one.
Well, it's 5.
Oh, no.
What, the midterm's wrong?
The midterm was wrong.
I'm going to sue
It's
the
5.
state of Florida.
Or no, it's 5 then.
You're still wrong, but.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
still
Jeez, wow.
It feels good
Can you
when-
lose points in this game? Can you?
Oh, no.
Tina got her first -1.
Yeah, wow. All right, so dead wrong on that
And
one.
that's Tina's fault and only Tina's fault. That's
Wow.
crazy.
Yes.
Wow, unbelievable. Cardinals and the Titans played each other.
Oopsies.
What's the second question?
No more undefeated teams remain in the league, but how many winless teams are still remaining?
Ooh, this was a throwback. Think we had this question last?
Did you?
Yeah.
All
Ooh,
right,
I got
winless teams. Because there is a...
I got this one. I got this one easy.
Yeah, I think I got this one too.
All right. Boards up.
Uno.
Only one, and it goes by the name of the New York Jets, isn't it?
Both correct.
Okay.
New York
okay.
Jets. All right, I got some points. So we both get points here, correct?
Uh-huh.
All right. Jets. Good for the Tennessee Titans. Getting out of that godforsaken 0-4, and good for the New Orleans Saints. Getting out of that godforsaken 0-4.
Are the Jets the worst team in football?
They're up there. I mean, yes. Yeah, who else are you going to give it to?
The
Panthers.
Jets haven't scored a first half touchdown in over a month.
Yeah, the Panthers are the worst team in football bi-weekly. And other week than that, they win the game. Go ahead. What's number 3?
Which QB leads the league in interceptions to start the season?
Okay. I don't know this one.
I do not know this one. Someone's probably had to have played all of their games so far that haven't had a bye.
Yeah, and have had a bad couple of games, too. I'm going to go in a couple different directions here.
Huh.
I mean, I have an idea of somebody who still might be leading.
I think I got it.
Boards up.
Is it Russell Wilson?
I got Tua Tagovailoa.
I have Geno Smith.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Geno's yeah. I was on the board of Russell Wilson because he had 5 already or 6. He was bad. That was a good guess on my part.
Now, we haven't even
Are you giving
touched...
yourself props when the answer was wrong?
That's tough. We haven't even mentioned the Buccaneers Seahawks game. What was your takeaway from that? Like, it was just fun back and forth. They carried the weight.
Yeah, that's an arcade game. You know, that's what everybody just scoring back and forth. And my big takeaway watching that was, boy, did the Minnesota Vikings screw up not paying Sam Darnold. They should have paid Sam Darnold on the spot. Friendly contract, he probably would have taken it. He's making $33 million a year with the Seattle Seahawks. That is going to be looked at as a bargain. And I know he had the interception that kind of lost him the game, but that team is good. And that team's got a lot of talent. And that team was not afraid to revamp And if you ask the Raiders if they're happy with Geno Smith, that's all I'll say there.
And it was the duel of the two Ohio State receivers with
Who were both great.
Emeka Egbuka.
Who are both so good.
Smith and Jigba.
It's unbelievable. I have Chris Godwin on my fantasy team, and I'm thinking Egbuka is 3 times the player that Godwin is at this point. And Godwin's an all-pro. I don't understand. Very bizarre. But a very good game.
From a Buccaneer standpoint, what are they, 4-1?
Yeah, 4-1.
4-1. All of their wins have come from a last-minute field goal?
And coming back into it, yes. And losing in the last couple minutes of the game as well.
And when you look at going back in the record books, the teams that succeed in the playoffs at the highest level, usually there's a common correlation between point differential. Like these teams blow teams out, proving that they're a really good football team. The Buccaneers haven't been that way. The close wins coming up in the clutch, does it make you feel more impressed and more optimistic about their future, or less so?
Yeah, remember the difference between their point differential is just +3, by the way. So, I mean, comparatively to all the other teams, the Lions are +62 to put, and the Eagles are only +16 to put some numbers to it. But the difference between playoff teams and non-playoff teams every single year comes down and boils down to your record in one-score games. So that's what, and if you're good in a one-score game, you're going to be a playoff team. That's all the Buccaneers are looking for there. And Baker's a gamer. Every game you watch, you're like, that guy's a gamer.
I was talking crap to the Seahawks fans in the crowd, too.
That's a gamer. Every time. It's the perfect characteristic of him.
Huh.
Tina, what are we at? Number 3 or number 4?
We are at number 4.
Number 4, what do we got?
Which team currently has the longest active streak of 20-plus points scored in games?
Huh. Okay. All right, not them. I could go in a couple different directions here.
It might have been the Ravens until yesterday. Ravens put points on the board consistently every week, but obviously that's broken now.
It's not going to be, definitely not going to be them now. And I'm thinking it's not going to be anything in the NFC West because the NFC West plays a 10-3 ball game bi-weekly.
I think I've got this one. I've got an offense that their floor is very high.
Let me come up with an answer here. I'm going to go with, all right, I got one.
Okay, board's up.
I'm going to go with Buffalo Bills.
I went with the Buffalo Bills as well.
I am going with the Bucks.
Buccaneers, we just talked about them so glowingly. Really?
You did.
What's the number there?
20 games counting playoffs.
20 games counting the playoffs? Wow. I was thinking last 8 games. I didn't think that happened, that those streaks last that long.
I think I'm ready to put the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
I truly am looking at them more favorably than the Packers.
They could score. That's the thing. They could score and they're good in a close game. That's a lot of what you're looking for. They could score and they're in a close game.
Yeah, I right now, if I were to close my eyes and look at the confetti that's falling in the NFC Championship game, I see Baker Mayfield with the eye black on holding that trophy. I do not see Jordan Love. Don't see Dan Campbell. Don't see Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. I am in love with the Buccaneers.
Buccaneers haven't had an opportunity to let us down yet. In the postseason, they've always exceeded expectations. So that's why, like the Lions, for example, you're like, I can't see Dan Campbell doing that because the Lions have let us down now in 2 straight playoff series.
Yeah.
So I think it's a matter of have they let us down recently. I don't think we've seen that from the Bucs, so it's still almost pretty to our eyes. Tina, number 4, 5. 5.
This school had 5 quarterbacks that once played for them start NFL games this weekend.
It's easy. The factory right there.
Yep, I got it.
Okay, pencils down.
I don't know how to spell it. A-L-A. I almost threw an A between the A and the L. Like an Aaron or an Alabama.
Alabama.
Oklahoma.
That's a good twist question. What's the number?
What?
What's the number?
Yeah, what's the number?
I guess you get the Jalen Hurts, you get the Baker, and you get the Caleb Williams.
So it's Caleb. Wait, Oklahoma. Caleb Williams. I guess that counts. Yeah, wow. I'm thinking USC. Kyler, Baker, Jalen Hurts, Williams, Baker. Wait, I said Baker.
You said Baker.
Tina probably has the answers.
Baker, Hurts, Rattler, Gabriel, Kyler.
Rattler, that phoney. Hold on.
And Gabriel.
What about Mac?
Gabriel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mac Jones, Jalen Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa, Bryce Young, that's 4.
Ooh.
And We could definitely go. We could find 2 more.
That started? That started over the weekend?
I mean, from Alabama alone.
Or that were on an Alabama team.
We already named those 3 guys who were on the team. That was Jones, Hurts, and Tua. Stafford, no. Yeah, wow, we're in some trouble here. How about that? USC's got a couple as well. They got Darnold. They got Caleb Williams. Iowa State, good representation there. How about that? I'm a little thrown off by that. Joe Burrow, no.
Ohio State.
Gosh. Wow, that was not a good look.
Yeah, it's painful.
How about that? I was at 4, and I was just sold on that because I thought of Mac Jones.
Very interesting. All right.
That's a good question. That was a really good one. I like that one.
Did you qualify it with the most of any school this week, or you just gave a number?
That's definitely the most of any school.
Right, yeah.
Alabama's definitely number 2.
I just figured out the questions.
You got one more?
One more. Pay attention. This one's very long.
All right. Get your pen and paper out, folks.
Go ahead.
We have seen 14 different 40-point games to start the year, a NFL record through 5 weeks. How many different teams have scored at least 40 in a game this year? Your answer can be within 2.
All right. Got a little buffer zone.
Yeah, there's buffer. Your
Oh,
answer can
okay.
be within 2.
If we really try to break it down, it'll be a whole lot of dead air.
Yeah, okay. I'm listing them out right here. So there's an obvious, the famous games. You got to think about the games that are 1 o'clocks, that are the buried games. Those are the ones you got to think about, in my opinion. Because.
Ooh, I remember that week 1 game. Those teams had no business putting up that many points.
No business. So I got a couple in mind here.
Did they? Did the Steelers and Jets both eclipse 40 points in that game? That's going to hinge a lot on for me. I think they might have been 33-35.
Yeah, that was a neither.
And it felt like it was 100 points for those two franchises.
That was neither in the 40s. All right, I got an educated guess here.
Can be
Do
within 2.
you have an educated guess?
Yeah. I'm feeling it. I'm not counting it up, but I'm feeling this number to be correct. And last time I did this, I got it right on.
All right. Pencils?
Pencils down, boards up.
I have 6.
I have 9.
So the answer is 11. So CCAT gets it because it could be within 2.
Vikings, Ravens, Lions, Bills. Go through the teams. You got the whole list there.
Colts, Cowboys.
Oh, Colts.
Ravens, Bills, Lions, Vikings, Commanders, Seahawks, Patriots, Packers, Texans.
My biggest
when
miss.
When did the Vikings put up 40 points?
Oh, they did over the Cincinnati Bengals the week after Jake Browning went down.
Okay.
That was the one I was thinking about. I can't believe I forgot Sunday Night Football last week, 40-all.
Yeah, that's.
Do you even watch football?
What?
For 7.5 hours on Sunday?
I did watch that game, unfortunately. You just got to compartmentalize. Is that it?
That's it.
That's it.
That's
that was the
midterms.
6th question?
Yeah.
We'll go back
Did
and
you
count
get
it
any
up.
right?
Yeah, I got 2 right.
Okay.
Tina's got this attitude about her towards you today.
It's just towards Colin.
Yeah, this is getting a little bit uncomfortable.
It's fine.
Did you take pleasure in seeing me get those questions wrong?
No, because why would I do that? I want both Sika and Theo to win. I want them to tie in the end.
I'm filling in for Theo today.
I know.
Outsider.
How many did you get right, Sika?
I got 2 correct.
2? Okay, so we tied.
I think I got 2. I don't know. We'll have to go back and check the tape.
No.
So you said Geno Smith has the most interceptions in the NFL. In the YouTube chat, Brian points out that Jake Browning is 2nd in the NFL in interceptions with 8.
Wow. Russell Wilson's probably like 4th or 5th because Russell Wilson also had a bad go at it as well. How about that? That was our Monday midterms. I think we're in a decent spot. I think I left Theo in a fine spot. He's still leading. That we know. He's still leading because Christian only got 2 points. But check us out on the ESPN South Florida app. Download on the App Store today, and you can check out all of Theoretically Speaking, all of Russo and Rizzo, all of our high school coverage extended on Friday nights from throughout Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. And you can catch out the Kaiser Seahawks games. You can check out the Florida Panthers, which is kicking off their season tomorrow night against Chicago Blackhawks, 5 o'clock. You can hear that right here on ESPN 106.3. You can also hear it on the app. All that good stuff in one spot. Listen anywhere. The ESPN South Florida app is available on the App Store. Christian Cat is in a little bit of a tug of war, so to speak, in terms of buying something. We'll get into that on the other side. It's Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party. You see that new welcome offer? Bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. I think we got to jump on this.
What's John Daly think?
I think you got to grip it and rip it.
Grip it?
And rip it.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 and up and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
ESPN West Palm is on the move. Brought to you by Safebound Moving and Storage, the most trusted moving company in Florida. You're safe with Safebound.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit signoramawpb.com.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
The Unlimited Auto Wash Clubs with 6 locations, perfect for an occasional wash, or enjoy unlimited inside and out washes starting at just $49.95 a month. UnlimitedAutoWashClub.com. Call 561-WASH-ME-TOO.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Colin Russo filling in for Theo Dorsey. It's Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3. It's the Tina Happy Hour. We got Christina Costanza, Christian Catt. We're at the City Place Studios. Christian, you got into a little bit of a tug of war trying to buy something over the weekend?
Trying to sell something.
Downsizing
a little bit. Had some bar stools that I wanted to sell. Barely used. They were there for the aesthetic of my old place. Don't need them in the new place. These things retail new for about $120. Listed them for $40.
Yeah.
My phone was ringing off the hook. People wanted these stools. I eventually sold them. Had a busy week. Only got around to a couple people and answer them. They swing by, pick them up at 3 o'clock yesterday. I'm a good person. I carry them all out. I put them in their car for them. They sell me the $40. Bang. Cool enough. It's fine. Until I get a message, a Facebook message from the person who bought the stools at 10 o'clock late last night. Hello. Sorry for the time. I just lowered the stools in my car and one of them has a serious yellow stain. How come you put them up? I didn't notice it was like that. I don't think that stain can come out. You didn't tell me that stain was on one of them.
What is it? Is it paint?
I have no freaking idea. I'm going to put up the
you got a photo for us.
Yeah, I took a picture. They took a picture because I did not buy it. I was very confused as to what they were talking about. I can't see a stain. They're trying to show me a stain.
I could see a stain.
I don't see a freaking stain. I don't know if I have bad color viewing, if I'm colorblind in one
Tina,
way or another.
You could see a stain.
I can't see it from this far. I need to look closer.
You see a stain? Anyway, the stain does not reach the naked eye. They had to circle it for me because I sent 3 pictures. I couldn't see the stain.
Are you colorblind?
Maybe.
You would know if you're
Maybe I've got a case of color blindness. So I don't respond to that. At 10 o'clock last night, I don't want to deal with that. I'm watching Sunday Night Football. They then double text me early in the morning. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to return the stools to you because I don't like that yellow stain. You didn't tell me, and you didn't even let me see them before putting them in the car.
Wow.
The stain is invisible in the photos. Please let me know so I can take them back. I'm assuming you can sell them again. So I think, wait a second. What's the big deal here? They fit the function. She bought them for $40. You're going to get what you get, and you don't get upset. I click on her Facebook Marketplace profile, and she's trying to relist these. So when she tried to sell them, it's a simple, see something for cheaper than you think it's worth, you resell it, you flip it for better. She was trying to list them, and someone probably pointed it out to her that there may have been a yellow tint on one of the stools. So I asked for the pictures, sent her the pictures. I settle up and I say, good luck to you on your resale. I sold them for very cheap. I will not refund you for that. Or more importantly, take the time to do a transaction and refund. And she's not letting up. She said, but you didn't show them when I arrived. You just put them in the car. Is that up to me to try to do a 360 with the item that she bought? Or is it up to her to inspect it before sending me money?
So she comes up in her car. Are you waiting on the sidewalk with both of these?
No, I'm sitting with a hard cider in my hand. She texts me she's outside. I go outside. I have them both in my hand. I put them down in front of the car, and I stand there and wait. She opens the door for me. I put them in.
Okay.
I don't think it's on you to show her them. Like, I think she could look at them.
I think you kind of gave her you did give her kind of a faulty product, no?
They're $40 and they work.
I mean, I wouldn't care, but I could totally see this is like two stubborn sellers like going at each other.
Well, listen, this isn't even something I'm trying to make a lot of money off of. Like, I'm just trying to get rid of the clutter. Yeah, seriously.
And she tried to resell them. What was she listing them for?
$45.
Couple more hundred of those, we could get something nice.
Like what? And now I'm kind of afraid because she knows where I live.
What is she gonna do? Unless she's got a boyfriend who's like a
that's what I'm worried
an
about.
MMA fighter, then you can have
That
Paul
is
Dean
what
Thomas.
I'm
I think you kind of screwed her over. It's all right. Christian Cat, Colin Russo, Tina Costanza, theoretically speaking, ESPN 106.3.
Get ready, South Florida. It's the 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl. Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at FAU's Flagler Credit Union Stadium. Two of the best group of 5 teams go head-to-head in the ultimate holiday showdown. Over 150 players have gone from this field to the NFL. Who's next? Visit BocaRatonBowl.com for the latest, including when tickets will go on sale. The 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl, Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at Flagler